I'm Jonathan. I do partnerships at DoraHacks, and here I'm interviewing Soham, who is a DoraHacks hackathon winner. Actually, Soham, would be great if you can do a little introduction about yourself, and then we can dive into your story.
Yeah, sure. So let me just give a basic introduction about me. I am Soham Juneja, and currently I'm doing engineering from NIT Hamirpur, India, and I'm currently in my third year. And I have interest in blockchain technologies, web technologies, and currently exploring AI fields also. So that's what my tech stack is about. And apart from that, I like to explore various things. I like to organize events. I like to participate in events. Like manage things and all. So that is also my interest. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, so, it sounds like you're super busy. But yeah, would love to hear your story. How did you get into crypto? Maybe we can kick off with that.
Yeah, sure. So what happened in my first year was that there were some seniors in my college club and societies. Like I saw them winning like grand prizes. Like in college hackathons or like in normal offline hackathons, the prizes were good, but not that large. Like I saw my senior winning a $10,000 hackathon, and I was like very much impressed. Like how did he do it? I wanted to know. And by luck, he was in my club only. So I just reached out to him in my first year itself. I asked for him regarding some guidance, and then he told me about several hackathons which are happening on DoraHacks, the grants which you can get, the like ecosystem of all the blockchain communities is pretty good. He recommended me that you can start by interacting with the community and maybe learning something. So like from that point, I started learning about blockchain by like from YouTube itself. Like I watched some videos and all. So my journey started there, and then I shifted to DoraX hackathons, and like I participated in my a few in myself. The first hackathon in which I participated in, I formed a team with my senior itself. So like that was my starting point.
Okay, that's amazing. So you you got involved because you had peers who were also who were also participating in hackathons, and then yeah. So from there, now you kind of got like the taste of hackathons. When did you first start winning hackathons? What are you actually building to win these hackathons?
Yeah, so like the first hackathon which I have won was related to some kind of AI agents which we had to build, and it was, if I remember correctly, it was launch IO hackathon. So like the first thing which I did that time was interacting with the community, like what kind of projects they want. I started with that, and then I read through the docs. Like the most important step would be to read the docs, because you never know what kind of products they want, or maybe like how can I build products which are useful to them, and how can I build the products, how can I integrate their ecosystem in my project. So that's where I start, and like that was my first hackathon where I put like my real effort, and basically did all the things correctly, like interacting with the organizers and then reading the docs, making something which the ecosystem needed. So that's where I started. Like that was my first hackathon.
Okay, that's amazing. And from there, like how many hackathons have you won? And after you win a hackathon, do you like how do you decide if you continue building out the product? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so currently I've won like around 8 hackathons, and like
That's insane. Over what
yeah,
over what time over what time period have you won 8 hackathons?
this year only. Like I guess my first hackathon win was in August this year, and August or September, I guess. And September, we are like currently it's December, so 3 or 4 months, I guess. That's
That's
the
insane.
time period.
So you just don't sleep. You don't you don't sleep. You just do hackathons instead.
Yeah, I'm like enjoying the process. And, like the money part is also exciting, but the major thing which I like about these hackathons is the community stuff. Like I've built it. I think the most important part which I've got out of these hackathons was networking. Like currently, if I am even organizing a hackathon, and like I'm contacting the members or like organizers from the hackathons in which I have participated in, and there's a very positive sides response from them, because they know that I participated in their hackathon also. So like a kind of network is formed, which is like one of the major factors, or like I guess it goes even beyond the money thing, because that's what happens in the long runs. Like that's what helps me in the long run. So, like, the major factor would be this networking and money. Money is also a factor, right? We cannot miss the money thing. And regarding the 8 hackathons, I guess the first major victory was in the mock hackathon, which like motivated me to build further. Like I won around $4K in that hackathon, and like even I was shocked that $4,000 is a great deal for me. Like the first hackathon which I won was $200. It was great, but the second was $4K, and like I was so much in shock and happy that I thought that why not continue this? Like I'm liking this and all.
Yeah, that's amazing. So once you build out the product, or maybe in the future, because you've only been doing hackathons for like a relatively short period of time, of course, like the organization's end goal is to either a new project joins their ecosystem as a result of hackathons, or people continue building in their ecosystem. So do you plan to, is there anything in particular? I know you're hosting your own hackathon now, which is insane. But yeah, is there anything that you're going to continue building, or you want to build now?
Yeah, so like if the organizer support is like great and they want something to build on their platform, let's say I built something which is a need for their platform. They want like maybe they were working previously on that kind of thing and I built it and they want me to integrate it. So like in one or two projects, like with Somnia, I remember that there is a project which they want that we can build on their ecosystem. They were providing some kind of grants also for that project. So if that project is needed by the ecosystem, then like I'm perfectly open and like completely fine to work further on it, because that's what the project was meant for. It wasn't just meant for like a 3 day hackathon or like 1 week hackathon. The major purpose of creating a project is so that it can be integrated into the ecosystem, and if the organizers want it, then like it's the best case scenario that we can integrate in their ecosystem.
Yeah, 100% agreed. So it's from a hacker's perspective, obviously the hackathon's great, but after the hackathon, it's such a major thing to have grants and post-hackathon support. It's all really in the from my understanding, it's all in the organizer's hands as to does the hacker
Yeah.
continue building? Like show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. If you incentivize hackers, yeah, if you incentivize hackers to continue building, then they will continue building.
Yeah, like some organizations provide some kind of grant, or maybe even if they're not grant, if some kind like if they involve you in the community, like the community is good and like people are supportive there, then also like some like hackers, like we can perform like open source contributions to that platform. That also works. Like grant thing works, this open source contributions work. Like just the community needs to be more supportive, then everything works fine.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing. And so, what advice do you have? But I mean, you've literally only been in the hackathon space for a few months, and you're already like crushing all the competition by winning 8 hackathons. Uh, so, what advice would you have to other hackers?
Like one advice which I would like to give, like, is that vibe coding is trending these days. Like everyone is using AI to code and like using them it completely to build their projects. Like that's good. Even I use AI. Nobody builds project from their scratch for a hackathon, I guess, because the time frame is such limited that you cannot afford that you will write first HTML page, then you'll go to CSS. Like nobody does that. You use AI to build it. But like what I would suggest is just you should, if you are using AI, then maybe you should also try to like learn from the basic. Like at least you should know the part why you are using this. If you're using vibe coding coded projects, then at least you need to be aware of why you're using that particular technology. And apart from that, what else can you do? How can you optimize? What can be the future plan? So like AI can act as a support system, but you should not be 100% dependent on it. Like I remember from like in my college, a company came and for like placements, and I was selected for it. And like one of the questions which they asked was like they picked my hackathon project only, and they asked me like why did you use this tech stack? Why did not use that? Like why did you use React? Not why not Next.js? So if you just use AI and you're not aware of these kind of things, you're just doing it for the like winning the prize, then you will miss on these things. So like you can use AI for the help, but focus on the basics too. That's one advice which I would like to give.
Yeah, I think that's really strong advice. It's so easy with AI these days to not be conscious of what you're actually building or what you're actually doing. So yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to say to hackers? I mean, I think it'd be great if people go and participate in the hackathon that you're running. So maybe can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so like for the hackers, like the one thing which I would like to say is that even if you don't like win, or let's say it takes time, like you participated in 4 or 5 hackathons, no prizes, but like that's completely fine. The major part is learning, and like the second major part, or like even it can consider be like the best part, like is that interacting with the communities. If you're participating in a hackathon, like you should try to communicate with the organizers, maybe the like technical people who are in the organizing team, so that you can get to know the platform better, the community better. Like focus on that, and like slowly you'll start winning. Like the goal should not be winning, but ultimately if you do these kind of things, that winning will automatically be an outcome. And regarding my hackathon, which I'm organizing, we are organizing an offline hackathon. It's in NIT Hamirpur, and its name is Electrothon, and it is one of North India's largest hackathon powered by MLH. So you can come there, we can meet and maybe like build something there. Great. There are several prizes and all also there. So that would be great.
Okay, amazing. Well, yeah, that's great. I'm happy to wrap it up with that. We've covered a lot.
Yeah, sure. Like it was great talking to you and like discussing this all. Great conversation.